Good morning, Poet fans. I'm Lance Franny, Associate Athletic Director for Communications here at Whittier College, and I want to welcome you to our next edition of our Alumni Feature Series. During these interviews, I meet with alumni weekly, discussing what they're doing now since graduation, what their experience was like being a student athlete at Whittier College, and any words or insight they might be able to give for those athletes who are currently attending Whittier College or planning on becoming poets. Today's segment features, from the class of 2013, Julian Seneviratne, who was a four-year letter winner on the men's tennis team. Julian, welcome to the segment.
How's it going, Lance? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you on. We had Katie Oliker-Eshelman on the broadcast earlier, so it's great to have another tennis player joining me here. But the first question I have for you is, how has quarantine been with you, your family? How have things been going?
Yeah, it's been all right. I think, just kind of, making every day the best as I can, just like everybody else. It's been tough, working from home, and it's been quite the adjustment. My girlfriend and I recently moved up to Seattle this past year, so that's been an adjustment in itself. But yeah, no complaints. I'm lucky and blessed to continue to have a job and to still have a roof over my head. So it's been all right.
Now, since you graduated in 2013, take us through what you've been up to.
Yeah, so I after I graduated, I went back home to Atlanta for a little bit just to kind of relax a little bit and kind of figure out what my next step was. And I actually ended up moving back to LA, where I was working in the entertainment business. Worked at Netflix for a little bit, worked at Technicolor, working in post-production, working on trailers. And then, as I mentioned, last year, my girlfriend and I moved up to Seattle, where I now work at an advertising agency where we help grow businesses through Amazon. So I've been busy working and, still trying to play as much tennis as I can.
And how have you been adjusting with the weather up there? You're coming from Georgia, you're out in LA, Southern California, and now you're up in Seattle. How have you been enjoying that?
It's definitely different. The people aren't lying. It definitely gets gloomy and rainy in the winter months, but it's been good. Like you said, like coming from Atlanta, like I'm used to the rain, so it wasn't, the rain was fine. But come 3-4 o'clock in November, December, it's quite dark. Mm-hmm. Sitting in the office and it's kind of like checked out. It's like almost time to go home, but still quite early in the day. But the summers here are beautiful, and there's lots to do that I necessarily couldn't do in Southern California. We live really close to the lake, which is awesome. So yeah, it's just been an overall really great experience.
Now, have you been playing a lot of tennis inside bubbles, or have you been able to play outside?
I've actually played outside. I've played indoors once or twice. I actually played indoors twice during quarantine. Definitely the safety protocols, wearing the mask and all that. But most of the time this summer when I've started playing, it's been outside, so it's been good. Now,
do you prefer playing inside a bubble, or would you rather be outside? Because I know with how hard you hit the ball when you were playing, probably playing inside makes it even more dramatic.
Yeah, I used to really enjoy playing indoors. It really suited my game. The big serve and the forehand, I could come to the net. But as I've gotten a little older, I don't know, like outside is not so bad. So it's been great. I've been able to adjust both inside and outside.
Okay, great. Now let's talk about your experience attending Whittier College. You were a four-year letter winner in men's tennis, graduated with a degree in sociology. How did Whittier College prepare you for what you're doing now?
Yeah, my experience at Whittier was great. I met some of my best friends and brothers on the tennis team, and I think it's really taught me being on the tennis team just to be, to put forth my best effort in everything that I do, and whether it be in life, on the tennis court, my career, relationships, whatever, just to be the best that I can be, be the best person I can be. So I think all those characteristics I got from Whittier. I've been able to take with me into my adult life. So it's been really good.
Now, are you still in contact with some of the players from the team and other friends from school?
Oh yeah. I'm frequently talking to Jonathan Polaire, JP, Pato, Taylor Dimler. We all talk fantasy football. Chris Schomer. I was actually in his wedding. David Konstantinov and Ted Wyatt. Those are my best friends. So constantly talking to those guys, seeing how they're doing.
Great. That's great. You're still staying in touch with them. That's awesome.
Now,
you put together the most impressive career for a men's tennis player. You're named first team All-SCIAC 3 years in a row. never been done before in school history. You also play at the top of the lineup throughout your career. Your senior year, you led the team to a national ranking at number 19 in the country. You posted a 14-8 singles record and an 18-4 doubles mark. You also finished ranked 12th in the country in doubles and number 7 in the West region. And just like you talked about, you teamed up with David Konstantinov, or DK, and you two together just rolled throughout the country, playing people. Let's talk about your playing career and your experience coming from Georgia. What was that playing experience like for you here at Whittier?
Yeah, I think coming from Georgia in the South, tennis is very competitive anyway. So I was already playing against, some of the top players in the South and sometimes even in the nation. A lot of players that I played against ended up going to like big time Division I schools. But transition from Atlanta to Whittier was very good. I think, as you know, SCIAC tennis is the cream of the crop for Division III. So, there wasn't a huge drop off of competition that I was getting. So, playing against, CMS, national championships, eventual national champions, Warren Wood, Alex Lane, all those guys. I think it was a lot of fun, and like you said, DK and I had a lot of success my senior year, which was his freshman year. I think we complemented each other great. Took me, a couple years to get really comfortable and aggressive on the doubles court, but I think, we meshed well together. And even Pato and I, we had some really great success. I mean, we were playing the best teams every weekend, twice a week. The best teams like Amherst coming from the East Coast to come play us, and the Texas Tylers coming to play us. And we always had tough competition every week. So it was a lot of fun being a part of SCIAC and playing at Whittier.
Now, like you mentioned, Division III, the SCIAC Conference, some of the best tennis in the country that you can play. You were training really hard while you were here at Whittier College, in the weight room, on the court. I remember all the individual sessions we were doing, the group sessions we were doing. How were you able to balance that, but also being successful in the classroom?
Yeah, I think that's you just said that. It's a balance. I did train hard because I wanted to be successful. So I'm a student athlete. Student comes first. So obviously getting my schoolwork done was the priority. And then with any free time I had, I'd hit you up, ask you to feed me a basket of balls, in between classes or after lunch or whatever, whenever I had the time, especially during season, just to stay sharp, whatever I could do to get the edge of my opponents. For that upcoming match that week. But I think we had a lot of great resources at Whittier to help with that balance to, help you with the studies and the athletics. The teachers are very helpful for how to match during the day, let them know, I'll be leaving class early or I won't be in class today. They were really helpful in, getting me my assignments that I missed or anything like that. So
now, and the last question for you, any words of advice for those athletes still attending Whittier College or the new ones who are planning on coming into play right now?
Yeah, enjoy it. I think Whittier is a small school, and I think people, even me, can get kind of caught up like, oh, this is such a small school. But I think small schools like Whittier offer such a unique college experience where, like I said, I met some of the best friends and brothers that they'll be with me, for the rest of my life. And I don't think I would have had that same experience necessarily at a bigger school. Those relationships that we're able to cultivate, the networking that we're able to do to kind of help each other and support each other has been invaluable in my life post college. So I would just say enjoy it. Don't think about what could have been or what it isn't. Enjoy where you are. It's Whittier College. Fear the poet. And embrace it and make of it what you will.
Now, Julian, that's all the time we have here for today for our Alumni Feature Friday. I want to thank you once again for joining me today. Hopefully, you'll be able to venture back down here to Southern California, come visit campus, say hi. Maybe we'll be able to get out on the court and play a little bit sometime.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lance.
Yeah, now that's make sure to tune in next week as we'll continue with our next Poet Primetime segment with our current and incoming poet student athletes, and we'll also be releasing our next edition of our Alumni Feature Series. Once again, Julian, thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe up there in Washington, and hopefully we'll have an alumni match next year.
Thanks, man. Yeah, you stay safe too, and if there's an alumni match, I'll be sure to get down there for it.